my name is Debbie, and this is Pouring My Art Out for the Lord. And I am just going to show you the newest kit for, it's going to be a gift for my friends membership group over on Coffee. So if you're interested in joining us on that group, go over to Coffee and check it out. It costs $3 a month. Pardon me, and I give you a free digital kit each month to make some kind of project. So this one is 4 pages. I'll show you the whole thing in a second. This is the project that I made, just a little flip tag book. These are, I did a little bit of a Bible study in there, but you can use them for anything. And yeah, that's my sweet little project. I'll show you what's in the kit. Here are the 2 pages that are, well, there's 4 pages in this this monthly freebie for the friends group. There's 2 background pages, so kind of a coffee dyed, tea stained neutral page, and this one that's just a really grungy red chevron. So I've got kind of the neutral colors, the grungy brownish tones, tan tones, with lots of reds. So there's lots of different things, you know, that you can make with this. So I'm just going to get these cut out, and then I'll show you what I'm going to come up with. So I got everything cut out, and I did a little bit of inking around the edges of these, and just kind of came up with a little bit of a plan on how I'm going to put this together. So I decided to make a little tag booklet. So you can use these as individual tags. You could glue this one on and make a pocket and use it in another journal. Lots of different ideas. You can use the ephemera for all different kinds of things. You know, you could just put a little label onto one of the hang tags here, and I would probably put something else there, but you know, you can do a little bit of a collage or something, and then you could make, you know, some individual labels to stick into journals or whatever. There's many ideas you could do with this. So what I'm attempting to do is to make a little tag journal. So I already took a little piece of coffee dyed paper and just made a little hinge between these 2 tags, and same here. And I thought I would show you how I'm doing this. Not that it's really that complicated, but I tore an 1-inch wide piece of coffee dyed paper. This has a little bit of a pattern on it, doesn't have to. And then this one's just roughly the length of that. This was just kind of what was left over from the other one, so I'm going to use it. And I'll just put glue on one side of it here. And then with the fold side out, then you want to just line it up right at the edge there on that tag. And then you can put some glue on the other part of the hinge. And then however you want to glue the tags together. This one I'm going to do face down here. Just wanted to just make sure it's lined up with the other one there. And just glue that on. And then there's your hinge between those 2. You can, I didn't ink the other ones. I inked on the edge a little bit first. We're going to put lots of stuff on here anyways. So. But if you can ink it a little bit if you want to just ink that. And then the last one, I think I'm going to maybe put it like this, so that my tag booklet starts and ends with this one, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so then I have another little just scrap of coffee dyed paper here. So that will do perfectly fine. Just going to line it up on my glass mat here at 1 inch and tear that off. I bought this glass mat 2 years ago. And before I just worked straight on my desk here. And it's a game changer. It's just, I love the markings on it. I use the markings all the time. The glass cleans up so well. Anything that you have on it, even, you know, the permanent kind of stuff, comes right off. Sometimes I keep actually a little bottle of hand sanitizer. Remember when we had that in every room of the house and our cars? And so I had a little bottle, and when this gets really grungy, you know, with paint, or I got some hot glue on here I was picking away at, but you know, that'll come off. But if you put a little bit of that hand sanitizer, and I'll just rub it in to my glass mat, and everything will just magically come off. It's really, really easy to clean. And if you know, you can stamp. If you want to stamp or paint or something, you can put it right onto the mat and then use that and then just wipe it off. It's just a game changer for me. I love it. My particular glass mat is We Are Memory Keepers. I know other places sell them as well, but okay, so there is just the little basic tag booklet that I made. And again, I didn't ink these edges like I had wanted to. This is just a really kind of a rough project. I'm not doing a really polished project. I wanted to just, you know, kind of play and just come up with something kind of rough. So I've got a couple of bigger pieces, so I thought I would put the bigger pieces I could even do this as a little bit of a flip. Do I want to do that? I think I do want to do that. So the ink on the back. So that side will be covered. And then I'll just hinge it on the same way that I've been doing the other hinges. In fact, I think I have a little piece that probably would work. Yep. So I'll just glue that one on here. And probably like about there. On the edge. Just glue that on. Kind of center it from top to bottom. And there's another little flip. So there's that one. Sometimes I like to start with kind of the bigger pieces, so that they have a place. I could do that as a pocket. I think I like that as a pocket. It's just a shade too wide. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit off each side. And that looks perfect. This is Pilgrim's Progress, something from Pilgrim's Progress. If you haven't read Pilgrim's Progress, it's the most popular Christian book besides the Bible. It was written, I want to say 1600s, but it's kind of an allegory of the Christian life, written by a pastor named John Bunyan, and he dreamt the story while he was in prison. He was in prison for preaching. I believe it was the Church of England that did not allow him to preach, and he was imprisoned, and I think it came to him in a dream. So there's a little pocket there. I could do this also as a little bit of a side tuck or something. That would be kind of cool, actually, just to layer it like that. I'm just going to glue this one on two sides. So it'll be a bit of a tuck. Oops. Pressed a little too hard there. Okay, so then that will go like this, and then this will be a tuck. Could even do like a little bit of a tab on one of these, maybe like that. This is a butterfly that says faith on it. And I didn't ink the back of most of my ephemera because I wasn't sure if it was going to show or if it was just going to be glued on. So there's that. There's our little tuck. I've got the back here. Pray. Also got this one, which could make a cute little tuck. I can actually do sort of a double pocket here. That might look kind of cute. I love the color, or the when you use vintage colored, you know, old paper that this is made to look like with red. I just love that combination. This is almost like kind of a faded vintage red, which I just love. I'm not sure if I like that one there now. It's too much, that color. Let us love one another, for love is from God. So I'm going to glue that one on as kind of a secondary pocket. Right there. And I kind of have a bit of a airmail special delivery kind of theme going on here. I love that on a vintage project as well. So let's go that way or that way. I think I like it that way. Just put that on there. Let's see. We've got a stamp there. And do sort of a little bit of a collage thing. That probably looks cool. This is a 2-cent stamp. Remember when they used to have 2-cent stamps? It's a Spanish 2-cent, or maybe it's not even a cent then. Peso. Peso. I'm not sure what it says there. And then this is just a little kind of a ticket thing that says mercy on it. So just do a little bit of a collage there. And then I have special delivery. Let's stick that one on there. And then my other one, let's see, I can do fragile. That looks kind of cool, actually. Or parcel post. Maybe I'll do parcel post here or here. Maybe I'll do it there. I like that. This is just a versatile little, just kind of a, you know, eclectic kit with a bunch of different pieces that you can just have in your stash and use them for all kinds of just little bits and pieces. Bible text. I need something on the cover that's a little bit flashier. This would be kind of neat just to have peeking out there. Pray. I do want to write in here as well, though. Airmail. Do that. Maybe I'll put that one there, airmail. I'll just overlap that number a little bit there. It's always nice to overlap things a little bit. It looks better when it's overlapped. And this is the Egyptian Sphinx. Do I want that as well? I've got blessed, grateful. That looks kind of neat. Fragile, do not drop, handle with care. I actually kind of like that one. Then I've got all of these words here. Rock, seek, rest, God, and joy. Just kind of some random, everything is sort of random in this kit. But I just wanted something that would just be kind of random and just, you know, kind of use it for whatever you like. If you're part of my friends' membership group, I hope you're enjoying the little kits that I'm putting out as freebies for you every month. I think it's fun to just get a little surprise. It's kind of like I always kind of wanted to do like those subscription kits where you get a box in the mail and you open it up and all these surprises are in there. But being in Canada, those things have always been so expensive. The shipping is so expensive. So I never did partake in them. So I thought this way we can have a little digital subscription kit. So it's just totally random every month. Something comes and you don't know what it's going to be. And I'll just put rest there. Rest is kind of something that I'm looking forward to right now. My life has been a little bit hectic lately. And rest just sounds so appealing right now. So maybe I will look at some scriptures talking about the rest of God. Yeah, I like that. Just a touch down there. Okay, so there's kind of our cover. Can put something else inside here. Joy. I like that up there. Joy and rest do go together. Joy brings rest and rest brings joy, I think. Okay, and then I can do another one of these, maybe. Fragile, handle with care. That looks too much the same as that one, doesn't it? This one says born again. Born again. I like it there, I think. Let's stick it there. Sometimes when you're using a fun little project like this, it's just fun not to think. Not to think too much. Just, you know, kind of, does it look good? Yep. Put it there. And then, you know, you can always, it's only, you know, 2 pages with backing, so you can definitely print it again and decide a different way to put it together. Let's put this pray here, and I'm going to leave it open as a little bit of a pocket in case I want to tuck something into there. So that can go there. Then that opens up, and I'm going to do, I'm going to get just kind of a ledger page or something, and I'm going to rip up little bits and pieces and put them in these tucks and pockets just for a little bit of you know, extra journaling space. And God and blessed, or I want those together. That would look nice, I think. bestows lots of blessings on us, doesn't he? God blessed. There. What else do I want? This could go there because I don't have anything competing with it on the other page now. So stick that there. I like how that looks. Okay. We have our two little pockets there. Bible text. What else we got here? I don't want something else there. I could do that one, or maybe one of these. Yeah, I think that looks better. Rock, seek. I think those are the only two I have left. I'll do seek. Because in the story of Pilgrim's Progress, Christian, who is the main character, was seeking God. So that looks kind of cool. What do we want to do on the back? I've also got this. I was going to put this maybe here just to have it poke out. Got two pouring my arts out for the Lord there. When I put pouring my art out for the Lord on these pieces too, it's not really self-promotion. I think of it more as, you know, when you're doing art and you're putting faith on your art, you're pouring your art out for the Lord as well. So I'm just kind of, that's what what I have in mind when I'm putting that on these pieces. Do it up there, it kind of peeks out. I like it peeking out here better. I do like it better down there. Do I want to cover out that? But then that's just covering up the Lord part, which I don't really want to do, so I'm going to put it just above there. So I'm just going to put that close to the edge so more of it will peek out. When you close that, I like that. Could do another little, pardon me, I think I'll put this one on here as well. Just extend the collage up a little bit more. So that looks good, that looks good. Grateful. Grateful. I could put it here, but I want that as a tuck. I can put it there. I'll stick something in there, but you can still see it. Grateful. Of course, you don't have to use every single piece, but I just thought I would in this sample, just to show you. So I think I'm going to put that here. Now we're down to two pieces already. Scripture reference. That might be good at the back. And I have rock. Where do I want rock and rest? Rest rock. Joy rock. Born again rock. Rock, I could just put it there. Or there. I think it'll look good anywhere you really put it. I could put it on here because this is just numbers. I think I'm just going to stick it right there. Sometimes it's hard to describe where you put things or why you put things where you put them, but your eye just automatically, you know, that looks good, that doesn't look good. At least that's what it is like for me. And you know, your eye is going to think differently than my eye, and that's totally fine. We want, you know, we all have different ideas of what we like and what's creative, and that's why we love these kind of projects. If you just did exactly the same as someone else all the time, you know, that's fine to do for a little while, because sometimes that's how we learn, but eventually you're going to want to do, you know, things your own way. So I'm just going to gather a couple of pieces. I want to do some tucks. I'll maybe do some ribbons up here. Might even just put a little bit of lace or something on here. So I'm just going to gather a couple things, and I'll be right back and show you how I finish this up. Okay, I made a mess on my table, got a few bits and pieces out here, and let's see what we can do. So I found this, I just went through my scrap pile. I found this, which is some nice grungy lined paper. It's white on the back, so I think I'm going to just put a little bit of coffee. This is my coffee pot. It's starting to need to be replenished, I think, but I might be able to get enough out of it. I treat this like watercolor. I just let it dry in the bottom of the jar, and then it never molds. And then when I just reactivate it with a little bit of water, and I get some coffee, and this is just for, you know, like little bits and pieces that I want to coffee dye. Okay, so while that is drying, I'm probably going to punch out all of my holes here, because they've all got white in them. Whether I use them for anything or not is another story. But we'll punch them out to begin with. I just love these hang tags. I spent quite a bit of time making these with the, you know, I have the date, the reference, the scripture, and notes, and then pouring my art out for the Lord at the bottom. So trying to make it look authentic and, you know, have the scripture in there. And then I think I'll use the smaller hole punch for these holes. Now, I have some eyelets here. Thought maybe I would do an eyelet. The red, but I think this is too red for what I'm looking for. I kind of like that, actually, but I think I'm going to use the bronze one this time. So I'm going to put one here, because that's the front one that will show. If you have one of these crocodiles and you don't use it very often because you can't figure out the settings, I have a video on how to use all the settings on here, and I have a cheat sheet freebie in my shop that you can just go download, and it has the chart on it how you use this. So I have one on inks too, so if you're wanting just a little bit of help with those things, then go grab those over in my coffee shop. Okay, so there's that one. I'll put a different eyelet there. It's the same color, similar color. I need a bigger hole then. This one has some ridges on it, so it just looks a little bit different. I think that contrast looks nice together. Let's leave the other ones alone for now. I might change my mind. I've got some different just bits and pieces of trims here. I thought I might do a little bit of lace just to cover out that one pouring my art out for the Lord, because I think it looks strange to have two. I've also got these that I found in my stash that just have a little bit of a grid and a little bit of ledger paper here. I thought those ones might be kind of nice in here, just to make a little a little bit of a journaling spot. And put something a little bit bigger in the bottom. I also have this one. So you can still read this part here. So that looks cute. And I've got this one here, but I've still got my stuff drying over there, so I can use that. I've also got this. Yeah, looks good. Just gonna round the corners. This is a really fun little project for just, you know, grabbing little scraps, things in your scrap bin, things that are lying on your desk that you don't want to throw away, but you don't know where to put them. This is just a really good way of just making a little eclectic project. You know, sometimes you have an afternoon where you're, or morning or weekend where you're kind of a little bit stressed, you just need to rest. You can put a little stamp on there, you know, and just make some little thing that you just are enjoying making. This would be kind of nice. It's just a little bit of a border, but I kind of like that actually. Even put a little bit of this on it just to add another little dimension to it. I like that. And you could even, you know, do a little bit of, you know, you could do a couple pieces of this just to add a little bit of journaling on the back to write something. That would be fun. But I like that. I might have to do a little bit of doodling or something around here just to tie those things together. Let's see what else. It would be nice to have maybe a little tab here. This is a piece of vellum. What would that look like as a tab? Let's see. I think I'll just glue that right on. Kind of interesting. Different textures, different you know, types of paper and stuff. It's always fun to kind of have a variety of things on your project. It just makes it a lot more interesting. This glue doesn't always look good in vellum because it sometimes shows through, but this has a nice dark pattern on it, so I think it should be totally fine. There we go. Okay, and how's our paper doing? It's gonna have to let that dry a little bit more. So I can also put some ribbons in here. Now, do I want? I think I might do like 3 different ribbons just to have kind of a nice little display of ribbons at the top that are all different. this one will look like at the front. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. And then on this one, got this red, which is a different red. I think I need something bulkier though. This black rickrack, that might look nice. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, I punched right through my joy. That's okay. Yeah, I like that. How do I want to join those? I might just staple that. My tiny attacher here. There, perfect. So there is that. I don't know if I want something in every tab or not. Well, if I have it on those many, I probably need it on all of them. Maybe I'll put this again at the back and then something different in between. You can always also stitch around these tags, which would be really lovely. Yeah, I just found this rickrack that's like a red and white, which I think would look kind of neat here. I put a hole in my seek too. You can still read it. I think that's still good. I think this one I will staple on again. There. So all of my holes have something in them now. I think what I'm going to do at the back here is just do a little bit of stamping. I've just got some random stamps here just to kind of tie these pieces together. They look like they're just kind of out there. They need something to tie them together. Well, that already looks better. That looks good. And maybe something at the top. There, that ties it together much better. Can also do a little bit of stamping on the rest of this too. Kind of ties it together. I hope you're enjoying my process here. I'm just kind of rattling along without any kind of purpose or plan. There, that looks good, I think. Tag number. And I'll stick one on here too. Here. And maybe one more here. There we go. Sometimes I just have a few stamps that I just kind of like to use for different, just random projects like this. It's nice to I just have them in a little tin here so that I don't have to take out my whole stamp thing just to, you know, kind of add a little touch here and there. And let's see, do I want one more of these somewhere? Right there. And let's see. Got this whole big thing. Do I want that somewhere? There, that looks good. That looks like enough stamping. I'm just going to give this a couple more minutes to dry, and then I will rip up some pieces and put it in some of the pockets. And then I'm going to make a few notes about rest and biblical rest, and I'm going to put those notes in here, and then I will be back in a couple of seconds and just show you what the finished project looks like. All right, I think I am finished my cute little book. I love how it turns out. I think it looks really, really cute. I'm just gonna write something there. So I decided, like I said I was going to talk about rest. And as I thought about rest, I was thinking about Matthew 11:28-30, where it talks about where Jesus says, "Come to me for rest." But then I decided to go to Psalm 23, which is kind of a beautiful picture of God's rest for us. So I just put today's date in Psalm 23. I said it's a Psalm of David. I think I might have put that on after I signed off, just a little bit of bling there. So I have the first verse and just a little bit of commentary, the second verse, the third verse, and then I have the commentary in here in a little, this was from the page that we just did a little coffee dyeing on. And there's verse 4. And then this is the commentary for verse 4 because it didn't quite fit on the front side there. God's correction is never arbitrary, but always aims at our restoration and holiness. So I thought that was really good. So God has, his rod is for our protection, and his staff is for our correction and discipline. I'm not going to read you every little bit here, but it's a fun little way to do just a small little Bible study. I did a very small psalm, but you could definitely do this just on one verse because, you know, you don't have that much room. And it's just so satisfying to have this as a record of, you know, what you studied, and, you know, you can do the study quite quickly because there's not that much room to write. There's verse 5, verse 6. 6 is here. This was just a couple of quotes here. What Psalm 23:3 did for me was to put a huge roadblock in the way of my tendency towards man-centeredness. God is the beginning and God is the end of all my righteousness. By John Piper. And this is one from Spurgeon. When the soul grows sorrowful, he revives it. When it is sinful, he sanctifies it. When it is weak, he strengthens it. And that's kind of directly on verse 3, which says he restores my soul. So I'll just tuck that into there. That's again on one of those little pieces of that coffee dyed paper. And there's verse 6. And then I just finished with a quote that Elizabeth Elliot used to say on her Gateway to Joy radio program quite often. You are loved with God's everlasting love, and underneath are the everlasting arms. So there you go. That is your little project for this month. There's so many different ways that you can use this. Like I was saying, you know, print it out a couple of times and use the little bits and stuff for your other journals. The red and the neutrals go with a lot of different journals, so you can add those. Pouring my heart out for the Lord, Psalm 23. So thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in getting this kit, you can get it for free when you join my friends membership group over on Coffee. It's $3 a month, and every month you get a project, faith project from me. Very random, totally different things that we've done. I'll show you. Here's the book that I started putting all of these things in. So here was our February project. We did a giant tag with a collage on it. Actually, I made 2 giant tags, and there was still lots of ephemera left in the kit, and I used 1 John 4, talking about loving one another there. March, I did, there was a set of 4, I believe, of these library card pockets with these really cute images and verses on them. And then 3, for each card, there was 3 note cards, again with the little images and tabs on the top. And then this paper clip I actually made with April's kit, but I put March here for showing me that this is March. So in April, I did, for Easter, kind of, I did some rabbits. I had a rabbit there, and I actually had some other rabbit projects too, and I haven't actually, I lost them somewhere along the way. I'll find them again and stick them in here. But and then there was a bunch of these little note card things. You can look back and see what I did on these. If you're part of the friends group, the current kit you can grab for free, and if you want one of the past kits, just to make it fair for people who have been there all along, you can purchase the past kits. You can't get these kits unless you're part of the friends group, but you can buy past kits and also get the current kit for free, if that makes sense. So then this will live somewhere in here. I'm not sure, I don't have a spot for it yet. I'll have to make a pocket or something, and that will be our project for June. And my May project, I guess I haven't put in here yet because I haven't done it yet. So my May project, I had these, I made these backgrounds with layers and layers and layers of different bits and pieces. They take hours to create, but they're fun, they're relaxing. So I shrunk them up into little card size pieces that you can use to make card fronts. You could use to make a journal cover, all kinds of things. I did the same set with Bible verses on them. These are all from Psalm 119. And then I did kind of some card fronts, so Happy Mother's Day, thank you, Happy Anniversary, and Happy Birthday. And then I did some matching tags with a circle, a banner, and a tab. And then I did the same ones. These ones have a different background, and these ones have the verses on them. So that was for May. I have to make my project. I had kind of forgotten that I didn't do that one. And this is our project for June. So thank you so much for watching. And if you're part of my friends group, thank you so much for your participation in my group and your support and your encouragement. It absolutely means the world to me. So thank you so much, and blessings. We'll see you soon.